We're continuing where we left off last week with the Beatitudes. And Jesus is talking to his followers, a huge crowd of followers. Bible, Bible, tell your story, speak to us about God's glory. There's so much we need to know. Tell us how God loves us so. In this part of the New Testament, Jesus has been walking all over and attracting crowds. He's been speaking to people. He's been healing people. He's been giving talks. He's been curing. He's even brought someone from the dead. He's doing so much, and it's attracting attention, a lot of attention. And at this point, word has spread that he's going to give a talk. He's going to give it by Lake Galilee, and people have gathered, not just a few people. There are 5,000 men here, plus women, plus children, plus his followers, all eager to hear what is the message of this incredible man who's performing such incredible deeds. Jesus has been thinking about this for a while. His one big sermon, the words that will be remembered forever. What should those words be? The first part is the Beatitudes, which you heard last week. And that was a list of how blessed you could be even though you were poor, even though people didn't like you, even though you were meek and humble, that in spite of all that, you were rich in God's eyes. Now he goes on from there this week. And the next thing he says to his followers is, you are the salt of the earth. When salt loses its flavor, when it loses its saltiness, it's nothing. What does that mean? Why would he say, you are the salt of the earth? What does that even mean? Well, let's bring our salt expert. Let's bring Whoop in here and see what Whoop has to say about salt and saltiness. Personally, I know that I would far prefer a potato chip to eat with salt to an old potato, right? I think anybody would. Well, this is kind of the same thing. Now, Whoop has two choices. He has dog food without salt, and he has a nice bowl of dog food. And that one is with salt. Now, I'm not encouraging you to salt your dog's dog food, because your dog's dog food already has salt in it. But if Whoop just came along some meat along the road, would he like the stuff that didn't have any salt in it? No. You know what Whoop would say? Whoop would say, black. But if Whoop came across a nice bowl of dog food that had some very tasty salt added to it to bring out its flavor, Whoop would say, nom, 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 and he would eat it all. How are we the salt of the earth? Why does Jesus tell us we're the salt? Salt doesn't salt itself. Salt brings out the flavor. Salt makes the world better. And if you're a follower of Jesus, then you have Jesus' message in your heart. And no matter how bad the world is, it's better because you're in it with the message of Jesus' love and God's love walking around in your heart. The next thing Jesus says is to build a city on the hill. You build your city on the hill. Why? You build your city on the hill so it can be seen. You don't want to hide your beautiful city. You want others to see it. Also, you can see them and maybe help them from the hillside. And finally, sometimes in life, things go kind of dark And Jesus says, you are the light. You are the light. So if you are the light, and you're trying to scare away the darkness, a light is very helpful. But what Jesus says is, don't hide it under a bushel. Don't hide it under a basket. The light has to shine, just like you'll shine. If you have in your heart the love of Jesus and the Word of God. And that's our whole lesson. Bible, Bible, tell your stories, speak to us about God's glory. There's so much we need to know. Tell us how God loves us. So